Hi, I'm Jack Slocum with Option Alpha. For those of you here for the first time, Options Trading 2.0 is a series in which I have deposited $10,000 into a Tradier account. I've connected Option Alpha to that account in video 1, and I am trading my own personal real money trades live in this show. I'll share all the results of all the trades I've made. They're trades that my bots are automatically making, and over time I'm going to win some. I'm going to lose some, I'm going to learn some things along the way, and hopefully you'll get some value through all this. So let's go ahead and dive in. As you can see here, my bots are not doing so well so far. Actually, let me rephrase that. My auto trading bot is actually the only one that's profitable. My earnings trades have not went so well. So if you remember in the first video, I placed 4 long shot earning trades, all 4 of which lost. In the next video, I placed 3 different trades. Actually, it was in the next 2 videos. I placed 2 trades, which both lost, and then in another video, I got 1 winner. So out of my earnings trades so far, I've made 7 trades. 1 was a winner, 6 were losers, and my net results are minus 1,500. If we look at these earnings trades again and review them, as you can see, we have 6 losses and 1 win. So in my last video, I said that I was not going to make any more earnings trades. Basically, I'm done with earnings trades, and I have completely changed that position. And instead, I've been working on this new tool that has the ability to remove the bias. So let's stop talking about it. Let me go ahead and show you this tool. It's pretty cool here. We call it Earnings Edge. And basically what it does, it looks at each stock that's going to be reporting earnings in the next 10 days. It looks at the expiration as close as possible to the report date after. And then it looks at all the different legs in that expiration, combines them to form all the different possible options positions, and then it backtests all of those positions over the past 5 years of earnings reports and determines which one of those positions would have fared the best, and puts them here in a list that I can analyze and review and pick my trades from. Some of them are indeed long shots. I included long puts and long calls because sometimes they produce outsized returns during earnings, and I would like to trade them, and I'm sure you would too. So if you want to see how this works, you can just click to trade one of these positions. But there's also, you can mouse over here and you can see the average return on risk for this particular trade, if it was traded over the past 5 years of earnings reports, is 830% return. However, much of that is because it had one trade in which it produced 13,000% return. So imagine you're putting in $56 as the biggest loss that you can make, and the potential reward there was $7,351. So this is an example of a long shot trade. And if I click here and click View Backtest, you can see as this trade is being analyzed as 10.5% out of the money, which personally I wouldn't trade this trade. That's too far out of the money. I think this is an extreme long shot. But when it did hit, it produced so much return that it was able to overcome all of the losses. Its actual win rate was only 25%. And if you scroll down here, you can see the details. It had this one little spell where it did 3 in a row, which, other than that, it pretty much lost. So let's take a look at these, and I'm actually going to pick out a couple for next week and place a couple trades. I want to look specifically at Tuesday, so I'm going to come up here. I'm going to select the grouping. I'm going to group by report date. And so for Tuesday, July 4th, I have HPE, and that's it reporting. So it's a good name. It's actually Hewlett-Packard, but I'm going to say HPE stands for hope. Because right now, considering the results I've had in my earnings trades, I need something that's going to give me a little hope. So let's go ahead and look at some of these and see if I can find a position that's worthwhile trading. So this Iron Condor right here, you can see right here, they're expecting a 9.7% move. The average move that it actually makes is 6%. This position is 2.1% out of the money. And if you trade an Iron Condor 2.1% out of the money over the last 5 years of earnings with these particular metrics, you're getting $38 max profit and the max loss is $12. You would have won 58% of the time, and your average return would be 91.2%, and your best would be 316%. So if we click on this, So if we click on the back test here, we can see visually that it wins 58% of the time, which is roughly half. And when it wins, it's taking down 316% return. And when it loses, it's losing 100%. So basically you're getting 3 to 1 on your money here easily. And it's winning 58% of the time. Sounds like good odds to me. But I do prefer to trade something that is a little bit more out of the money, so I have a greater chance of taking down the max profit. Like, look at this one right here. So this one is 5% out of the money, wins 79% of the time, and takes down an average of 70.9%. So we'll look at this one. So the difference in this one is, instead of getting 300% return potential, we only have 117% return potential. So we just need to win more than we lose. And it's currently winning over time at a 79% clip. I kind of like that one. Yes. Is that our choice or what? Let's look at some of these other ones. This one is 6.6% out of the money. 79% winners as well. Reward risk ratio is at 85% on this one. This one's still, that 117% looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and choose this one. So I'm going to make a trade. I'm going to review this one more time. Look at this. Looks pretty strong. That it stays within that 5% range. And if you look here at this chart, if you're wondering what this chart is, because I'm sure you've never seen anything like this before, this was kind of my idea for how it could look. All of the orange lines right here are the short strikes, and the blue line is the long strike. And the bar you're seeing right here, the green and the red bars, this is the move that the underlying price made from before the earnings report until the end of week expiration after the earnings report. So if you look here, on average, it seems to have a lot of green lines up. This is an iron condor though, so we don't really want it to go too far up. We don't really want it to go too far down. We want it to stay in between these legs, which are 5% approximately out of the money. So this iron condor gives us a 10% range in price, with the current price in the middle, in which we need the stock to stay in order to take down the max profit. So let's go ahead and place this trade. This is a pretty wide bid-ask spread, but I'm finding that pretty common on these earnings report trades. Let's say we're willing to go to 26 cents on this one. I'm going to risk if I'm watching this number right here, risk up to $500 on this one. Let's do a little less. The bot is my earnings bot. Let's see if everything here is good. So if I go down to 25 cents, remember there was, I think 79% of the time this was actually a profitable trade across earnings, and I'm getting a reward risk ratio of even money. So I'm going to go ahead and place this trade. I'll allow it to go all the way to 25 cents if that's where it needs to go. And that gets me to an even $500 max profit and a $500 max loss. So let's place this trade. And boom, it just got filled at 27 cents. So we actually got better than the 25 cents I was willing to go to. We did get the 117% reward risk that the back test showed, so that's great. All right, so we're in our very first earnings trade using this new strategy. I'm very excited. This tool is pretty cool. Let's see if we can jump in on another one. The next date after that is Wednesday. Let's see what's going on in here. We have a long put spread. Let's see the back test for this one. It only wins 20% of the time. Seems like a true long shot. Has one big win. Let's see. So it's taken down the max profit twice out of 20 times. That's 10%. That's a little bit too much of a long shot for me. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to set my win rate to at least 35%. And I'm still willing to do a long shot. I'm going to filter out HPE so we can just look at the fifth here and let's see what we got going on. All right, so let's take a look at these. Apparently the long call spreads also are producing a little bit of return, but again, they look like a long shot to me. Max profit $72, max loss $28. Let's look at the back test for this one. 35% win rate. I'm looking at this number right here, 72, this 257% return is the max profit. It looks like it's taken it down 5 out of 20 times, which is 25%, and then a couple other nice wins as well. Pretty good, but I don't think the reward risk is justifying it. So are you ready for this? Here's a very interesting thing you can do. I wasn't sure if I was going to show anyone this, but I have to show you now. All right, so the other thing you can do here is if we come in here and we look and we're like, well, I'm not so sure about this long call, but I would love to see what a long call will do. So this long call, the 45 long call is 70 cents. Now, once this open position screen detects that this is an earnings trade, it gives you this button up here, which means you can click that and boom, I just back tested this long call, which was not one of them that was included in the list, to see what type of return it would produce. And if you look, it has produced some pretty good wins, or it produced at least one good win, but its average return over time is minus 2.1%. So this is definitely not one I want to trade. If I want to just increase it up one, move it out of the money one more, I can back test it again and look, it actually got worse. All right, so let's come in here, and if I did want to trade this stock, let's say I'm a hard head and I can't help, but I really want to trade this stock. So I'm going to go long put and see if I was to buy this $43 put. What about that? Oh, it's still losing over time. It has had a nice big win, but it's still a loser over time. So I'm pretty excited about that feature. That one's pretty cool. Plan to use it myself, but looking at all these trades, I don't see any for the fifth. All right, so I'm not going to force it. In the previous videos, when I didn't find an earnings trade that I like, I forced it. I made the trade anyway. I'm not going to do that. Instead, today, I'm going to jump on over into Trade Ideas and see if I can find something in here. The very first thing I'm going to do is set my probability of max profit to 50% or higher. Costco, Iron Condor, they just reported earnings. This one's in 28 days. I already have open at USO, Iron Condor, so I'm going to hide them. These guys are a little bit parabolic at times. Like this KRE Iron Condor. Before I jump in on that, there's another one right here, which 14 other people are trading. Let me actually filter by. At least 10 people are trading the position or more. So let's go ahead and follow what see what some other people are doing and see if maybe I can find a trade in that way. So this one's 53% probability of max profit and the reward risk is 127%. It's got 14 days until expiration. Has more space going down than it does to the upside. The bid-ask spread is pretty slim. All right, I'm going to jump in on this one. So let's see. Set the final price to, looks like we're going to do 26 cents. We'll let it go to, what would 25 be? That would be even 100% reward risk ratio. Let's see, we'll do 26. I'll do up to $500 again, and then the bot will be my manual trading bot. All right, let's go ahead and place this trade. All right, it does not look like we're going to get filled at 26 cents. Let me cancel that one out. We're going to jump on over and try it again. This time I'm going to let it go to 25. I'm going to turn smart pricing off so it fires one trade. Let's set this guy to 475. We can go 500, even money. Place this trade. And boom, we just got filled at 25 cents. All right, so this is an even money trade. I'm risking $500 to win $500. The reward to risk ratio is an even 100%. I'm going to go ahead and set up my exit options here. I'm going to set the profit taking to, let's say, 50% of the credit. Smart pricing set to fast, so it just places 1 or 2 trades in order to do that. I'll wait at least 1 day to avoid pattern day trading. So that's it for today's video. If you got anything from this video, don't forget to like it. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. On behalf of the OA team, we love you and God bless.